Kia ora, g'day, welcome back once again. So here with another Q&A. So these ones are recent now. I mentioned in an earlier Q&A video, seems like I've gone through, there were a bunch of double ups, triple ups, quadruple ups on some of the questions that had come through around selection and stuff like that. So I'm pretty comfortable. I haven't heard back from anybody saying that I haven't answered their questions. So it seems like we're in a good space. Anyway, that being said, some of the more recent questions, this one's come through from a really cool supporter of the channel. His name's Colin. He's put down 4 questions. Here's 4 questions. I was going to say, would you choose one that resonates best with you? I have had a quick look at all 4 questions. Man, all 4 of them are great questions. So anyway, he says, but all 4 are very relevant to others watching your content, I feel. So thanks for that, Colin. So would you be able to give us a brief overview answer to all 4 if possible? I feel the last question is certainly a question most others people would likely have to sit and really think about and may not actually come up with an answer. So I can't remember it right now because I'm just reading through it, but I no doubt we'll get to it. I have looked at the 4 questions. I think I was sort of in that frame of mind thinking about all of them when I first read it. So if you have already answered these questions, then please disregard them. I haven't had a chance to watch all your vids. I'm not surprised. That's all good, bro, as I've been busy working, training and focusing on future goals. So for himself, but your attitude and demeanor online really have helped steady the ship, so to speak, for me in those areas. So thank you. All right, regards, Colin. Anyway, first one, what does going a little further really mean once the body's broken, the mission's failed, and all that's left is you and your own head, or inside your own head, I guess is what he means. Cool question, man. I think everybody's going to have their own interpretation of that, and I think, if I'm being honest, I think everybody's probably been at those stages at some points in their life where the body's broken, the mission's failed, and all that's really left is you in your own head. From an operational perspective, out on task, like I can't speak to that from being out on mission and having the body broken and having failed in the tasks that we were doing. So I don't have the experience in terms of that regard. But I suppose just in life in general, and that's how I'm interpreting this part, based on lived experience and then some observations of what I've seen of other things. I think it really is an individual process and perspective. When your body's broken, what will you do? How will you respond, as an example? And that body being broken is, again, has levels to that, differences, from somebody that's had lost limbs through whatever it is, an accident, through combat, through whatever, somebody that's ended up paralyzed for whatever reason through whatever activity or process that they may have been involved in, whether it was sports, again, whether it was an accident, a tragic accident, whether it was a combat engagement, who knows. Lots of different, I suppose, interpretations of a broken body. And again, I would be doing a disservice if I was to try to just utilize selection as an example, which I have used those words, and it is true. Many people use that have gone through selection. It is designed to break you down, to beat your body up. But there's levels to that, in terms of people's bodies being broken physically. And I'll be honest, yeah, as painful and as hard and as challenging and as difficult as that was for me in terms of selections and things like that, I also know, and even though I didn't really think about it back then, but I know it would have been somewhere back in the memory bank somewhere, or in my mind, I would have known, and I definitely know now, that the physical challenges that I was going through in selection is nothing compared to what some people are having to live every single day. So that's what I mean by there's levels to it. So hopefully, this is why I said I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get to an answer on these questions either. The mission's failed. So again, I can't speak to that. I feel like the missions that I was fortunate enough to be on, I feel like we were successful and we went out and did the things that we needed to do. The failures would have been, obviously, there were no weapons of mass destruction, but that wasn't our failure as a mission or as a team or as a unit or as a regiment, as an example. That's probably flawed and failed and flawed, or maybe fabricated evidence of those things, who knows. But anyway, so the mission's failed and all that's left is you in your own head. I suppose if I take and just maybe just use this time for one question at a time instead of trying to go through all four, if I try to bundle that into a frame of where I'm at now and what does going a little further really mean for me in terms of the context of life of where I'm at and what I've chosen to do, which is go all in on this YouTube thing and social media, and hopefully try and have a positive impact in some sort of way through the little things that I do, and hopefully the things that I'll be able to do moving forward. Being stuck, so my body wasn't broken when I decided to go all in on this YouTube thing. My body is I'm physically able and capable of doing things, a couple of little niggles, but nothing drastic or major. Missions failed. Well, I had, and I put out videos before, had been applying for work and employment and all that sort of stuff, had interviews, turned down a couple of interviews after I had already decided to go all in on this, respectfully though, because I was grateful that they at least gave me a time. I've had those multiple times where I've applied for work and been knocked back. Happened in Perth, Western Australia before coming back here, post my time in the Defence Force. It's happened when I've been here in NZ, and I've always been optimistic, and I've always been blessed, fortunate to be able to get employment. And I know that if I wanted to stay on that path and keep applying and going and working for somebody else or for others, whether that be in the public sector or private, that I could do that. Would I get the dream job that I want? I don't know, but I know that I could get employment if I wanted to, even if it was to, and there's nothing wrong with it, but even if it was to go and be a cleaner, if I really wanted to get work, and there is work out there for those that are willing to look for it and or put up their hand and say, yeah, I'll do that, then I'm confident that I could and that I would if I wanted to. But with regards to this question and going a little further, that's part of what going a little further means to me. If I needed to go and do the things that I need to do to provide for my family, not only provide but continue to protect and all that sort of stuff, then it means getting up and going and doing those things even when you don't want to. That's probably the thought that comes to mind in terms of how I would summarize that up. When your body's broken, your mission's failed, all that's left is you in your own head. If you've got those sorts of things happening, like you're physically just sort of beaten up and the mission's failed, whatever that mission is, may not be military, it may be just your own work space that you're in or stage of life that you're at in general, and you may feel like you've been trying, you've been knocking and beating on doors and nothing's come about from it, and you may start to feel like a failure. I know I've felt like that in the past in other areas where I felt like, man, I just feel really worthless. Identity seems to be gone. I don't have the same purpose as what I once, or as what I thought I once had, and put in all this unnecessary pressure and negative self-talk in my own head. So that last part, when all that's left is you in your own head, yeah, I think we've all been to those places and we've all got different versions or experiences of that. So what does going a little further mean? It means getting up, going to work, whatever that looks like for you. So right now for me, it's doing stuff for YouTube and reaching out to other sources in other areas, because I've been inspired by other content creators such as Magnus, such as Sean Ryan and Ryan Fugit and The Combat Story, these other hosts of these podcasts and stuff. And you get up and you work, you put in the time, effort and energy, and you do those things that you need to do, and then you try to do that consistently, and you stay as disciplined as you can with it. And just, for me, it's always been like that, just know and trust that good things will happen. And that's always been the case. It's not going to always happen when I might want it to happen. So today, for example, would be great if it happened, but if it doesn't, so what? If it doesn't happen this week, next month, a few months down the track, I know that through work, consistency, discipline, good things will happen. It always does. And if you're doing that in positive ways, that's been my experience too. Or you're at least trying to use those four things: your work ethic, your consistency, your discipline, and the fourth part being good things will happen. If you're gearing that towards a positive path, my experience has been that good things will happen. You'll reap what you sow, right? So you work, you reap. That was the slogan tagline for the Mill Gym. You work, you reap. Look at that. It's 13, 14, maybe 15 years on. That place is going great guns. And who would have thought that a gym with probably the worst business plan in the world, Nick Caldwell speaks really well to this, we people that want to come to the gym, we're selective of those people. They can't just buy their way into the gym with a paid membership. They will have to pay if they earn their way there, but they've got to earn their way into there, and they've got to go through like a mini selection. We put them through the ringer before they are deemed worthy, for want of a better term, to come and train in that environment. So it really is a not very smart business model to attract and or to make a lot of money in a short period of time, or maybe even in a long period of time. But clearly there's something to it. It works, it has worked, and it continues to work today for the guys over there with Nick Caldwell and the team, the incredible team that he's got over there. So what does going a little further really mean? Get up and do the business, get up and go to work even when you don't want to. Put in that time, effort and energy, be consistent, be disciplined, try to move towards and apply it in positive ways, and good things will happen. That's what it means to me. Levels to bodies being broken, various landscapes and environments in regards to mission failure, and when all that's really left is you in your own head. Everybody's different, all of us are different lived experiences, and how we process that information really does matter. But there's a commonality, I think anyway, in us as people, that we have an amazing capacity to be as resilient as we allow ourselves to be, or as we choose to not allow ourselves to be. So, the option is ours, the choice is ours, the choice is yours. So anyway, I will leave this here with regards to this question. I'll come back and answer the other ones maybe over the next few days or something like that. But appreciate you, Colin. Thank you for the questions, and I'll get to the other three as we go along. As always, anybody that made it this far, thank you very much for your time, for your support. I sincerely appreciate it. I can't say that enough, hence why I try to make sure I always say it in all of my videos, and I really do mean it. So thank yous very much. As always, the message is the same as well. Anybody going through any hard times, difficulties, challenges, if your body's broken, if you feel like missions have failed, and if you feel like it's just you and you're alone and you're worthless and you're lonely, whatever the case may be, or miserable, just know that you're not alone. Know that better days are ahead, that the sun will shine again. So keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, put one foot in front of the other, take one day at a time, and be kinder to yourself. Know that it's okay to not be okay. We've all been there at some stage, and we will all likely be there again at some point in the future. So reach out for help if you have to, but if you don't feel like you can at this stage, be kinder to yourself and keep pushing forward. Keep staying in it. As always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, there's a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation, and gratitude for you all. Short and sweet with that this morning. Just under 16 minutes all up. So 300 calories. I was going to go for 15 minutes, but when it was a little over 15 minutes, it was just under 300 calories. So I thought I might as well keep going until I had 300 calories. Started off with the speed on 6.5, and the incline was at the max that it could go. At 15 was the incline. Did that for the first 10 minutes. That was hard. Could feel it more in my calves and my shins. Didn't feel anything in my left knee, so that's a good sign. I needed to shuffle at that pace, so 6.5 speed, incline 15, and then at the
10-minute mark, reduced the speed to 5.5 and left the incline as it was. So I only dropped the incline down once I was cooling down for a couple of minutes. So yeah, well, for nearly 2 minutes, from 15 minutes onwards to nearly 16 minutes. That's when I reduced the, I think, hang on, no, I didn't reduce the incline, I left the incline the same, and I just reduced the speed more. So I think I dropped it down to 4.8 at one stage from 5.5, but good to get through that. And yeah, I have recording to a question that I got asked, one of 4 questions from Colin, and I've got that playing for the first part of this video, and then you've got me at the end. So anyway, if you stuck around this long, thank you very much for your time and for your support. I sincerely do appreciate it. Have an awesome day wherever you are, and have an awesome week. As always, the message is the same. Any challenges, difficulties, trials that you may be going through, keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, put one foot in front of the other, take one day at a time, be kinder to yourself. Know that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. So as always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, there's a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation and gratitude for you all.